decided that I don't want the relationship anymore. At first I thought he was playing. I'm like, okay. And he was serious. I wasn't prepared for that, but I respect what he did because his happiness was important to him. And a lot of people stay in it. I've been in relationships where I wasn't happy and I stayed in it. So what he did was he chose his happiness, because everybody can't do that. He chose his happiness. Like, forget this, for once in my life, I am going to choose me. I respect that because I learned from him from that. Because I'm like, you know what, going forward, if I'm not happy in something, I'm gonna choose me.
Welcome back to another episode of Women of Tomorrow. If you are new here, thank you so much for taking a moment and stopping on this video. Women of Tomorrow is a platform dedicated to the success and longevity of women everywhere. So if that sounds like you, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, Teresa!
Hi,
We're back
We're
together.
Back together.
Like we never left.
I know. We're always together though.
I know. I'm so happy that we're here in your space.
I know.
It's beautiful. Like, you've done such an amazing job.
Thank you.
Everything. I feel beautiful just sitting in here. So I'm like,
thank you.
This is such a great thing. I want to jump into so many things.
Oh
like,
my
you saw my list.
Oh my God.
But I have
Here we go. Here we go.
That I have so much that I want to talk to you about. You're so multifaceted, and I'm not sure how many people know exactly everything that you have your hands in now and even like in the past, you know? And just, you are just like that Renaissance woman.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you inspire me. You always have. Before I even knew you, I knew about Taste, and I think we talked about that before when it was in Atlantic Station. And it was just like the go-to.
It was.
It was the go-to.
You
did that. You pioneered that. And it's just always, you just left a really big mark on the city of Atlanta and what it means to be fly, what it means to be like classy and poised and just like current. So, and you still to this day are like slaying. So,
thank you. That means so much to me. To hear that I inspired you, because I remember when you first started out.
Yeah.
I was like your biggest supporter.
I know.
And I'm still your biggest supporter though.
Absolutely.
I
absolutely.
really believe in you.
One question I want to ask. I love your shoes, by the way.
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
Cute.
Thank you.
Do you have the lower heel or just the higher heel?
Girl, you know I'm gonna have the higher heel. Okay. I'm not doing the lower
Do you
heel.
do flats?
Not really. I like to wear heels. I feel confident. I feel sexy. I feel beautiful.
Yeah,
in my
speaking of
heels.
that, like body image, just image in general, you've been in the industry basically your whole life. And I know we as women, like, we go through it, like wanting a certain look. And they say it's for, you know, for the male gaze, but it's really not, right? Like,
No.
we know how when we feel our best. We know when we feel our strongest, our sexiest. Like, I, for myself, I like to be more on the leaner side. Like, I've never been like happy about being called thick, or she got some good weight on her now. I'm like,
I do not
kill me.
say that. Listen, guys, do not say that, because we like to be like, I told you earlier, I'm like, I like for people to say, girl, you okay?
And you know, that's so interesting for like a black woman, a melanated woman, because I feel like Black women, it's just like, it's good to be like thick, cornbread fed, all, like the different sayings and stuff like that. And I've always been different like that. I'm like, no, slim is in. It was something that I think it was Kate Moss said that skinny feels better than anything tastes.
Well, you know what? I prefer, I don't want to be skinny,
yes,
but I like to be on the slimmer side.
Slim,
yeah,
lean.
I like to be like, I vary. My weight varies. I go between like 128 to 135.
Okay.
And then at 135, I want to stop because I feel like I'm thick.
So you watch the scale. You're a scale watcher.
What?
Okay.
Every single morning I'm on the scale, yes.
And so is that not stressful?
No, I'm used to it.
Okay.
I do it every day.
And when did you get into this, I guess being in fashion,
yes,
it's just like you want the clothes to lay exactly how they're supposed to lay.
Yes.
Like, you want the clothes to speak. You don't want the body to overpower it in any way.
No.
You don't want it to distract or disrupt the flow of the garment.
No, I do not. Because right now I feel like I'm thick. So I'm like, oh my gosh.
They're not going to like that.
My God.
You look so beautiful.
I know, but I feel a little like...
And you have muscle. You have muscle tone.
I do.
And so what is your workout regimen?
You know what? I really don't work out, to be totally honest.
Never?
I mean, I used to, but now I don't.
Okay, so
I don't
why?
have time.
Oh.
Not
even like a 15
Well, you
minute.
know what I do every morning? I do like arm weights. So I do like curls and buys and I work my arms.
Arms are important because I feel
important.
like women's arms get so soft.
Yeah, and then they start to sagging. I can't do that. So I do work my arms.
You do work your arms. What about, like, you don't do any? You seem like a Pilates yoga.
No, I don't have time.
Okay. I want you to make time now.
I don't have time. With me being an interior designer, with this store, with me still managing my sons, part of it's like the hair products and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't have the time to do it.
I think you do.
You think? Okay.
Yes, you do.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
I know how it is, though.
Yeah.
I definitely know how it is. The last, like, I would say, like, 4 or 5 years of my life, like, it stopped being a priority.
Yeah.
Like, working out, where I used to have like probably 3 hours of activity of like working out a day. In the last 5 years, it's just like, if I can get it in, I'll get it in. But I feel better when I'm active, honestly.
You know, I do too. But you figure, I feel like me running up and down the stairs, me running around, me.
Yeah.
I'm always constant on the go.
No,
so
that
I
is
feel
so
like
true.
I get my exercise in.
You get your movement.
I do.
Your heart rate. Yeah, you're keeping Yeah. So I get it.
Yeah.
Speaking of all of the things that you do that keep you so busy, do you ever feel like you haven't got the acknowledgement or credit that you actually deserve? I know you're low key and you're behind the scenes. You do it because you love it and not for any like fame or anything. But being a woman, and just like, we have feelings and emotions and we want to feel supported and valued. Do you ever or have you ever gone through a phase of where, like, dang, like, you know, I've done this, and you wouldn't even have known? Do you ever feel like you haven't gotten that?
Well, I have never felt like I haven't gotten the recognition, for the things that I've done, because I don't do things for recognition. I do things from the kindness of my heart. I'm the type of person that I want God. As long as God knows, then I really don't care.
Okay.
That's how I live my life.
Yeah.
I don't need it from everybody else.
How did you get to that point? Because I'm basically there, but sometimes I get my feelings hurt when I feel like people forget, how I just, help.
See, for me, I live my life totally different.
Okay.
I live my life based on, how God looks at me.
Okay.
Versus how people look at me. And for me, I've been doing that for years, and it worked for me. And I taught my son that, because people in the world are very brutal, and it can hurt your feelings, and I don't like that feeling. Like, my life is very peaceful, joyful.
Yeah.
And I just think that works for me. I know it's hard to get there, but I have always been like that. I don't even see it. My vision is not that, what people think or what they see. Like, it's all about God for me. I've always been like that. I'm very spiritual.
And so how do you know, like, what are some signs for you that that God is, like, smiling on you and saying, like, great job, let's go, let's keep going? What are some of the things that you've experienced that you're connected to God?
Well, I would say one of the main things recently that I've been experiencing is the store.
Okay.
This has been the hardest job that I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Is
it because it's just a new world from when you did a store before? Yeah,
it's a new world. And I think the location, it's brand new.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of retail here. Versus before, it was a lot of retail. And back then, we didn't have social media.
Yeah.
So I think now with social media, I hate putting my life on Instagram, but I have to. And so with this store, I had to, get on my knees And I had to ask God, like, God, I need to feel you. You know, like, you told me to build it, you're going to bless it. So I need you to bless it, you know, because I'm like, I pulled this money out to do this store. I took this money from my retirement.
Wow.
So this is like, it's got to work.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I've seen so many blessings. And then I was honest. I was honest with my taste babes. You know, I have a community of taste babes. And I was honest. I was like, you know what? They would come in here. I'm like, you know what? This is hard. And I wanted to give up so many times. And my taste babes would not allow me.
Wow.
And then they just started flooding the store. Like, my inventory is so low, like, and I sit back and I smile, and they don't even know, and I get so emotional. And it just happened recently. I went to lunch and I came back to the store, and it was so many taste babes in here. And I had just had a conversation with God. I'm like, oh my God, like, God, like, I need to feel you. Like, I need to feel you. And I came here and saw those people, and I was just smiling.
Yeah.
I knew that was God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew.
Yeah.
Because it just feels good.
Yeah.
And I know when it's not of God, because it's a lot of confusion. And you and I have talked about that in the past. I feel like anything that causes confusion, I feel like that is not of God. So you have to pay attention to that.
You have to really, you have to slow down.
Oh, absolutely.
And pay attention. We're in like a very fast-paced society.
Exactly.
And people are afraid to slow down because they're like, I'm going to miss something, fear of missing out. And they won't slow down enough to even listen or to even receive what they've asked for.
Exactly.
It's like they'll go on to the next thing. And it's like, you haven't even had a waiting period to even see.
Exactly.
When you pray, I know you said, you know, I think the standard way of praying is like kneel and pray. For me, I just sit. It's no matter where I am, I'll just have a conversation. Are you the same way?
I'm the same way.
Okay.
But sometimes when I really need it, I'm doing the old fashioned way. I'm getting my hands and my knees, girl. And I am just like really
surrendering.
Absolutely. But I pray just walking. I pray like in the bathroom. I pray like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
And you're spiritual.
I'm very spiritual. I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual.
Very spiritual. And for you, like, what is that difference between religion and spirituality?
For me, I feel like religion is a lot of rules to it, you know, and, you know, I'm not a churchy type girl.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more spiritual, I'm more free, I'm more, you know what I'm saying?
You just listen to.
I just listen to.
You have your relationship.
I do with God. And it's my relationship with God.
Yeah. And nobody can dictate.
Exactly. And I still go to church. I still believe in going to the temple. I still go to church.
And what do you like about church?
I just like, sometimes I just like the singing, like praise and worship.
Yeah.
I like just seeing the people, just greeting people. Yeah, I'm not the girl, like, I told my pastor, I said, Pastor, don't put that oil on me, because that oil, they put that oil on people, they start running and fainting and doing all that, shouting.
Is that what they do at your church? They put the oil?
Well, sometimes he'll be putting that oil, rubbing that oil on people. And I was like, don't put that oil on me. I was like, because I don't want to be running around that church like that. I said, Pastor, if I start running around that church, you're going to be laughing at me, because I talk about it all the time. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
So wait. Because they don't do that at the church that I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, so they don't do the oils. But is that when you go up to the altar?
Yeah, when you go to the altar, like sometimes he'll be up there praying, and then he'll get that little oil. It's like blessed oil. I believe in the blessed oil, but I just don't want to be shouting and running fast in the church. I'm just too cool for that, I think.
Me too.
Can you say breaking my heels? Like, girl, what? And then That's what I can't do
right
that.
now. I'm trying not to like bust out laughing.
I be telling him, I said, Pastor. I call him Pastor. I am not doing that. I will literally call him like, Pastor, I'm not about to be running through this church. No.
No, that's interesting that you say, because it brings me to a serious point of you reserve some of that sacredness when you're speaking to God for your own private time, and not necessarily in the church, in those environments. And it brings me to, plant medicine. And I have been, learning about plant medicine off and on for like several years. And I've tried some, but I was recently about to do a ceremony with a group of people. And though I trust the facilitator, at the last minute, I'm like, when you are in those environments and you're opening up those
Yes.
gateways and there's people that you don't know,
Yes.
that kind of energy can be transferred, and it's just like you do have to protect, like be in a bubble kind of in a way, so that if you're opening yourself up, make sure you're in a very safe, energetic place.
Yes.
And as much as the church is supposed to be that, it there's a lot of stuff going on in the church.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the idea of rejection being a form of protection. How long have you been in this store?
I've been here for 2 years.
For 2 years.
2 years. 2 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
When was the anniversary?
April.
Yeah. So, and you've been through a lot, just like maintaining the store.
Yes. I mean, I really have, because, like I said, like the sign, like just different things, like,
What are the different things that people can expect? Because if someone were to come in here and they were to see how pristine it is, it's just aesthetically very pleasing, aspirational. Same for you and your personality. You're very chipper and warm and that kind of thing. They would not be able to tell that, there's stressful days, there's stressful weeks,
Right.
stressful months.
Right.
What are some of the things that people should know, like entrepreneurial young people who want a storefront?
Yes.
A place that you have to walk in and decorate and make sure it's almost like a house. What are some of those things?
Well, I feel, for me, you have to first know the business. I feel like you have to have startup money. You have to have capital. For me, I feel like you have to have, I'm just speaking for me, my experiences.
Yeah.
I feel like you need at least $500,000
To start a retail store,
because you have like slow months that you don't really make that much money. You need money for marketing, you need money for advertising, you need money for your clothes, you need money for your staff, you need money. I mean, you need money for everything.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, if you don't have money, to do it, then I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because it is really hard, especially with a lot of stores. There's a lot of retail stores. But I feel like in Atlanta, we don't have a lot of good boutiques.
We don't.
And we especially don't have
We
a lot
do
of Black-owned good boutiques.
Absolutely
It's
not.
important.
Yeah.
It's important, I think, and I feel like for here, like the difference between this store and my other stores that I've had, my other stores, I had so much support from the Black community.
Okay.
That I feel like this store, I don't have that. I feel like this store, most of my clientele, most of my customers, to be totally honest, they're not people of our race.
Okay.
And
what do you think that is? Like, what's the difference?
I think the difference is people just don't know about the interlock. Now, online, my online sales is crazy. Like my online taste babes, you guys, I rock with y'all. I rock with all my taste babes. And I am so grateful for the support that I'm getting from everybody. Like, because once I put it out there, I have been getting the support. So it has changed.
Yeah.
Because I asked for the support. I let everybody know, like, I need help with marketing. I need help with spreading the words. And I'm the type of girl that I believe in word of mouth marketing.
Yes.
It worked with my son. It has worked with everything that I've done, like my interior design. That's all mouth. That's word of mouth.
Yeah.
And I feel like even for me, I was still with the store. I was still kind of behind the scenes. So I'm like, when I was hiring models, I was, little skinny models, and and I heard you guys. You guys were in my DMs like, listen, Teresa.
Everybody not skinny?
Oh my God, it was like everybody's not skinny, and we need some people of color in these clothes.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what? I am the face of my brand.
You are. So
then what I did was I started modeling the clothes, and it just took off from there. So I heard y'all.
Yeah.
I listened.
No, but that's great. Like so what in it? I just want to talk about something that you just said. You becoming the face.
Oh.
Before, you were never the face.
Never the face. I'm so shy. I'm so behind the scenes. I never want to be the face. But guess what? When I invested my money into this store and I started losing money in this store, I'm like, listen, girl. And I heard God speaking to me and my pastor speaking to me.
Okay.
And they were like, girl, you need to be the face of the brand. And I'm like, really? And then once I listened and I switched up everything, first of all, I saved a lot of money. because marketing was so expensive. They charge you $25,000 to $5,000 a month, and you don't get anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what?
That's
Let's switch this
hard,
up.
too. Finding the right companies that aren't just trying to meet their monthly.
Goodness. Exactly. I'm like, how you want to tell me? I have way more followers than you. If anything, I'm helping you guys because you want me to tag you and do all this stuff.
They want you to.
Yes. I'm like, no. But now it changed. Like my numbers, my revenue, it tripled, to be totally honest.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's because of my Taste Babes. That's because of you guys.
And because of you, because clothes come to life.
Yes.
When they're on someone like you.
Yes.
And then you're the story. We believe in you. And I think, it's coming to a point, I think we were talking about it on the phone, where I watch these YouTubes and all of these breakdowns of, what's changing in the culture and how it's becoming very, very, brands don't want to use celebrities as much or models as much because the brand, it's not believable anymore. Mm-hmm. And they want the real people, they want the real influencers.
Yes.
And so when you put on these kimonos and these body cons and all that kind of stuff, for me, it takes me with you wherever you're going, versus it just being a model. It's like, oh, that's cute, but when you put it on, it's like, oh, where are we going?
Exactly, and that's what I'm getting. Like that, I get it now. I get it. But like I said, it's totally different from years ago until now.
Yeah.
Like you have to work harder now. Before, and also I think before, I had my son. My son was very popular when I had those stores,
Okay.
And now I don't really ask my son for help because I want to do this on my own.
Got it.
I want to do this on my own.
So, okay, that brings me to a point.
Yeah.
You doing it on your own. So, do you feel like, have you been feeling like people think that you're successful only because of your son?
I think people do not think that I'm successul because of my son. No.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel that at all because they know that I have been working since day one. Even when he was, little Bow Wow, I still had a job. I still was the stylist. I never took money from him.
But do people really, people really close to you know that, right? But the average person,
I think they know. They know that I worked. I was on the sets. I was styling him. I worked. I worked.
Yeah.
And I gave him money.
Okay.
I had everything set up to where everything's in probate court, so I couldn't take his money. I had to work. I didn't get an allowance. I had to work.
Yeah.
And I never wanted him to grow up and feel like I took his money.
Yeah.
There's no way. But if there's anything that I ever need, all I have to do is call him. My son will always be there for me. But I feel like I would have to really be in need.
Down and out.
I have to be down and out. He would probably be the last person that I would call.
Because it's I'm the mommy. Is that what it is?
I don't think it's because I'm the mom. I feel like my son has a lot of responsibilities when it comes to being a father. He got 2 kids.
Yeah.
He got to take care of. There's college. There's a lot of things they need, especially, especially Shy.
Yeah.
She's 13. She's expensive. She want to go to Turks and Caicos. She want to go to. She want me to take her to Paris. She want me to take her to, Bali, and I'm like, girl, what?
Ooh,
So I'm like, listen, I have to show her this is work. I just don't have money to take you to Bali. I can't afford that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, what I can afford is we can go to the Bahamas, we can take a trip to Turks and Caicos, but I can't, I'm not there yet.
Bali is a bag.
And I'm like, I'm not there yet, you know, and she understands, and she knows that I'm working hard. So that's important to me.
This is off subject, but you just brought it up. How is it to instill honesty and integrity and just work ethic into your grandchildren when they are famous, when their parents are famous, socialites, fabulous, all that kind of thing? How do you deal with, I guess, maybe the spoiled tendencies or the those kind of expectations?
Well, I think Shy, I'm honest with her. I'm like, Shy, she'll ask me for something. I'm like, you know what, Tima, don't have it right now. Okay. I don't have it. And I just don't. I'm like, I opened the store, I don't have it, but listen, I will have it soon, and we're going to be able to do this. Or I can send you this, I can't send you that, but this is what I can send you.
Got
and
it.
she understands. Like, she sees that I work. Like,
Yeah.
she sees it, and I'm honest with her.
Yeah.
It's not easy, because one day she's going to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And, and she's going to understand.
Yeah.
So I think
that
it's
makes
important.
sense.
And she sees that her dad works, her mom works.
Yeah,
Everyone works. Everyone works.
Everyone has a brand.
We have.
Yes. Yeah, that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Going back to the expenses of having, because I hear people. There's a lot of people on Instagram that have these stories of like, I started my business with $1,100, and they rarely tell like, okay, you started with $1,100, but who chipped in? Like, who gave the rest? Because you can only get so far with $1,100, whether you got a small business loan, or whether you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or something had to give, because you can only get, like, that's $1,100 might cover your corporate, starting your entity, or like hiring an attorney, like, it's not going to go that far. So they don't share what happened after the $1,100. They just talk about, I started with $1,100 and now I'm a multimillionaire. What are the monthly bills, expenses? Yeah.
Well, for this store,
not the amount, but just like the categories of like, where is it going? What is needed?
Well, for this store, I only can speak, my truth and where my money goes.
Yeah.
So money goes to, of course, you got to pay your lease. Second, your insurance, attorney, staff, your electric bills, your gas bills, your merchandise, money for advertising a month, marketing, ads.
Wow.
Housekeeper, which I am the housekeeper here at this store. I clean this store. Okay. I'm like, no, we X that out. Parking, I pay for my staff's parking.
Wow.
Events. Yeah. Cable.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, for a store like this, in this location, in this area, for everything monthly, you're going to need at least about $35,000 to $45,000 a month.
That's just so much.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is.
That's just what it is.
I mean, you got to pay your rent.
Yeah.
And I sell so many clothes, so I have to keep inventory coming every week. And a lot of the brands, like, just from my experiences, is that, when I try to pick up some of these higher end brands, they make me buy like $20,000, $30,000 worth of merchandise.
Why? That's just their minimum?
Yeah. And it's just like, for boutiques, you have to sell a lot to bring in $30,000 worth of merchandise.
Yeah.
That's just one order,
Wow.
So, I bring in a lot of merchandise.
Yeah.
But I'm just not getting there. I finally now got the feel of it. I kind of, like, now I know who my customer is. Like, my clientele, like, I know the age group, I know, all of that. Like, but I took so many classes. Like, the last, I would say, month, I have been in so many classes just trying to learn everything, because I'm like, I need to learn this stuff. So I have been, taking marketing classes. I took a finance class. I took, like, social media marketing. I took, like, just everything, because I'm like, I need to study. I have to study these reports, because I need to know what's wrong, what's going on, what am I doing wrong, what's not working, what is working, what do I need to bring in. And one of the things that I tried to really, to me, I was like, do I bring in men? Like, do I bring men's clothes in, or do I bring in Taste Curvy? Because I get a lot of women coming in here saying, Teresa, we can't fit nothing in this store.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I tested men's, and I decided now that I'm launching Taste Curvy in August.
Nice.
So for my Taste Curvy babes, I got you.
Yes.
And just me curating that whole brand for Taste Curvy, like, because
that's great.
I'm looking at everything, because, by me being a stylist,
Yeah.
I can kind of see what I want to put them in, how I want them to look.
Yeah.
I still want them to feel beautiful in their clothes. I want them to feel like, like
Yeah.
confident. And,
Yeah.
So I really have put together a really nice collection for you guys.
And so when's that launching?
In August.
In August.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I'm excited about that.
When you are buying inventory, because you're the buyer.
Yeah, I'm the buyer.
You mentioned something about, some orders being 30,000. If you don't the thing about it with the retail store, even if you don't sell something, you still have to bring new stuff in, right?
Absolutely.
Because when you come in, it needs to look like something's going on.
And my customers, like, they come in here weekly looking for what's new. And I'm like, y'all, like, I mean, literally, they come in here now.
Wow.
Now they're in here every week trying to figure out, like, what's new. They want everything. They buy everything. I have to cut them off now. I'm like, listen.
Yeah.
You don't need anything else. Like, I know, like, I have one, and she's going to kill me, but I have one of my girlfriends, I call her my sis. She has been with me for over probably 15, 20 years, shopping with me, and that's Shawnee Henderson.
Oh.
I know her wardrobe. I will post something. She's like, sis, I want it. I'm like, girl, you have it already.
You have it.
I'm like, I know your entire wardrobe. Like, you have it. Mm-hmm. And, like, you have it. So I know, I'm starting to know their wardrobes. Like, I know what they have, what they don't have. Like, I can sit there and be like, she can call me like, you know what, sis, I'm about to go to, it could be south of France or Sandra, wherever. And then I will sit there and I'll put her wardrobes together and tell her what to pack. Like, because I know her wardrobe.
Yeah.
I know a lot of my clients' wardrobes. And I think that's something that we offer here at the boutique, which is important that you don't really get a lot of places.
Yeah. Atlanta has changed so much because I feel like it used to have more high-end boutiques that were independent of like the main brands. Yes. They even had Jeffrey's and just some other ones. And now those are gone. Yes. And you would want to think that maybe, I guess, the demographic has changed in Atlanta where it's just like people just want, they're only going to spend if it's like a name brand. Do you feel that you have to, what do you feel about your price point? Do you have to have a mix of high end and low end? Like, how do you even figure that out? And how do you, because we both, I'm sure, like mix and match, high designer and non-designer, high, low. How do you make that work for your store?
Well, I have a mix. I have a mix of high and low.
Okay.
And I know my clientele. So when I first opened the store, I had a lot of high end, and I noticed that it took longer to sell it. Okay. So I kind of scaled back on that some.
Okay.
So now I have a good mix. Like, you can come in the store and you can buy something, for $38 and price point goes all the way up to like $700.
Got it.
So it's a good mix because I might want to pay $400 for some jeans, and I might want to put on a little top. There's no more like $40.
Yeah.
So I mix and match a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, I love that because this reminds me of Miami.
I get
this
that
store.
A lot.
Yeah.
I get Miami and LA a lot.
Yeah. I feel like this is like the store that I would shop like at the hotel.
Yeah, but that's the vibe I wanted. I wanted the store to be more inviting. I wanted when you come in here, I wanted the scent. I wanted to smell good. I just wanted the store to be like my house. And it's the same vibe. Like, it feels good in here. Like, the energy is great.
Yeah.
It's really good energy in here.
And you keep the energy good. Do you keep the energy good just when you're trying to keep the energy good? Is it about the people who you work with, the people that are in and out? Like, how do you keep the culture of your brand high vibrational, I would say?
Yeah, I think that, one of the things that I do is I try to get to know you. Okay. Like, I think that's important. I think that once I want to, and plus they feel my energy. We all feel each other's energy. Like, it's the vibe. Yeah. So they come in here and I'm like, hi, welcome to the Taste Boutique. And even my taste stylist, like, I'm like, you guys got to represent the brand. They're just like that. And I get so many compliments from my taste stylist. So I just feel like, the music, I feel like the smell, I feel like it draws you in, and then you get to talk to us, and we know the brands, and we know your body. I can just look and tell, like, okay, this is what we're going to put you in, because we're stylists. Yeah. So I think it's important to hire stylists. Got it. And so that's what I have I created here. Mm-hmm.
So that's another big investment that you've made this go round, is really having to do a lot of studying.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
To see how things have changed, to see who your new demographic is based on it being 2022. Now it's 2024. Yes. So things have changed quite a bit.
It's changed because, after doing a lot of research, my demographic, like, they're 30 to like 65. Okay. That's the range. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's kind of wide, right?
That's kind of wide. So I'm like, so for me, it's wide open. So I can just, And my 65-year-olds, honey, they're fly. My little taste babes, they be like, what? They want to be cute too.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to wear the little crop tops. I'm
love
like, oh
it.
my gosh, like really? Yes, I think that, I love that. I think that, you know, as long as you feel confident and you feel beautiful in what you wear, I feel like your body is your art, is your canvas, and we get to design it how we want to design it.
Absolutely.
So I think that's important. So I look at when I'm dressing and when I'm styling somebody, it's like I'm creating art on your body. And I feel like it's fun to create on your body. You know, I love it.
Yeah, I love that too. Just
it's
first form of expression.
Exactly.
Like, I need it.
I need it.
There is a lot of, I've heard in the past, just like being obsessed with fashion, and then obviously being a woman who has to deal with the way society judges us. I feel like society definitely judges us aesthetically harder than they judge men. It's just we have to be, like, we can't get old. We can't do, like, it's just like, I mean, we can't obviously because we can, but from society's point of view, we are just kind of like picked at. Even when it comes down to an older woman dating a younger guy, it's judged much harsher than the other way around. So let's just know there's a prejudice there with women and how we're able to evolve and what we can do. And what do you think when it comes to dressing women? Your demographic is large, right? And you're saying that women who are in their 60s or maybe 50s want to do a crop top, and I've heard in the past, like, after a certain age you can't show your belly button, or this time you can't wear white, and I'm like, I don't subscribe to that. But how do you feel about that, and how do you kind of talk, maybe you have to talk some women into saying, hey, you look great, I don't care how old you are, you can wear that?
Yes, I think with me it's funny is because I do get that. I get some women saying, oh, Teresa, I cannot wear that. I'm like, why not? Girl, I'm like 60 years old. I'm like, girl, yes you can. I wear it. I'm not 60, but still.
Yeah.
But I still wear it. I'm like, your body is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I feel like once we get comfortable in our own skin, we can wear whatever we want. As long as you like it, I love it.
Yeah.
Because I be like, when I travel, I see women just wearing whatever, and I'm like, oh Lord. When I look at that lady and look at the girl, and I be like, you know what? I rock with you. Because you are. I be like, you're confident. Because as long as she like it and she feels comfortable and confident and beautiful, that's all that matters. Because people might look at me and be like, girl, you are too old to be wearing, like, even this.
No.
But I'm just saying, people might, I want to wear a crop top. I wear, like, to the concert, I had on a little crop top. I had some little booty shorts.
Yeah.
But they were, but it was still classy, though.
Yeah.
There's a way you wear.
There's always a way to wear it.
You know, like, they were not too short.
Right.
But still,
showed enough
I'm a grandmother. You know, at the end of the day.
And I think you're an inspiration.
Yes.
Like, we want to see, like, I talked to my mom, and, you know, as she gets older, she, you know, I feel like sometimes she uses, not that she uses her age as an excuse, right? But more so, I think that she has kind of bought into the idea that, you know, as you get older, that it's inevitable that things are supposed to get worse. And I just show her videos of 75-year-old women, 80-year-old women who are in the gym, who are slim, who are at the beach, who are, I just like, no, it is what you want it to be.
You're right.
You have to take control of your life. And I'm always like, let's not get diagnosed by all of these stereotypes.
No.
Let's like, you know, I'm strong, I'm going to be good.
Yeah, that's why I don't really get into or even dwell on the age. Because I feel like, for me, it's like, how do you feel?
How do you feel?
How do you feel?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? How do you feel?
Yeah.
And I don't feel my age.
Yeah, exactly. Age is nothing but a number, truly.
It's nothing but a number. And even when we're talking about, like, you know, older women dating younger guys.
Yeah.
You know, I've always dated younger guys.
Oh, cute.
I really never really.
Always?
Pretty much.
Okay.
You know.
And do you think it's because you were always feeling so like strong and youthful? It's like you needed a guy who matched that.
Absolutely. I just feel like, you know, now I'm not going to go too young. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how young would you go?
Oh my God. I think for me, how young would I go?
Like what's the, like, would you do 10 years, 15 years, 20 years?
Oh,
like,
girl,
what?
I'm not, no.
I'm
not going that young.
Okay, so you would do 10 years?
I think 10 years? Oh, I can't even do 10 years.
You couldn't do it?
No.
Is it because you just never met someone 10 years younger that was
I
right?
always meet 10. Yeah, I do. Like, yeah, but I think for me, 10 years is a little too young. Like I don't want somebody. Yeah, it's a little. I would do like late 40s. 10 years. I can't do like 43, 40. I can't.
But I don't get it. Why not? What's the reason?
I just feel like I just don't know. I don't think I could. I think I could just do. I think I would just. I think 47.
It just feels too much of a gap.
Yeah, it just feels like it's too. I don't want to do.
You think it's like a generational thing that you wouldn't connect or align with each other?
I just don't know.
What if he's an old soul? What if he's a super old soul?
Then I definitely can date him. I don't need an old soul.
An old soul?
No, I don't need nothing.
I thought I was saying something good.
No, I don't want an old soul. I need your energy to match
old,
mine.
I'm saying like old soul in the sense of
like
like values and wisdom and I'm mature. I know what I want. I'm not out here playing games. I've gone through my healing.
Kayla, I'm not doing 44.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a pin in that because we're coming back to relationships. We're coming back to
44.
We're coming back to this idea of what you're talking about. I want to touch on what we were saying about keeping the energy like top tier in here, and it being like a home to you. You've done an amazing job, and I know that you did like this was your vision. It makes me think about your interior design and you managing that at the same time as running this business. How is that? And how are you able to do both? And how are you able to do both? I also want to ask, what's the day-to-day for that? And how do you decide what projects you take on?
I think it's extremely hard doing both because this right here, like I said, it's an investment. This is a full-time job. So in the past, I really didn't do both. Like I would do interior design because, it was something that I enjoyed, not something that I had to do. And I get to pick and choose who I want to work with and who I don't want to work with. And this particular business in retail, it's like a full-time job.
Yeah.
So I had to scale back on my interior design business so I can focus on this. So now I will only probably take on like maybe 2-3 clients a year right now.
Got it.
And normally when I take on those clients, I'm working for a year with them anyway.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
So
full project.
It's a full project, and I'm very picky with who I work with.
Are you doing commercial and residential?
Yes.
Okay.
So right now I am doing both.
Okay.
I'm working on a restaurant right now, so to speak. And
how has that been?
It's been fun. I enjoy commercial. I think commercial is easier to me.
Okay.
I think residential is more personal. Like I think
Got
that's
it.
you know what I'm saying, that's tough. But I think commercial it's fun to me.
It's fun because you're like creating like this persona that everyone can enjoy.
Yes. I think that's fun. And plus it's more money in commercial.
It is. And so you don't feel like, because when you're working in residential, it's like super personal. It's like this person's specific taste and they want to bring in family heirlooms and all types of.
Well, you know what? I have really been blessed because the clients that I have been blessed with, they pretty much let me create. They just be like, create. And I get to create, everything. So what I do is I'll interview you and I get a feel of what you like, the colors that you like, things you don't like, and then I will just create a whole mood board, a whole vision, and then normally like they like it. But most of my clients are males. Like I love working with my guys. You guys are easy.
They know they don't know.
I haven't really worked with too many female clients. Like, most of my clients tend to be athletes.
Got it.
Which, it's easier when you're dealing with them.
They're like, here, take it.
Yeah, they're pretty much here. Do your thing. And it's fun. So.
Yeah. And so with that, so you're kind of like scaling back on that. The scaling back of it all, is it because you're realizing, because the new role that you've taken, this being full time, and you're like, okay, I can't do both. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs who are multitasking? That I don't know, maybe they're multitasking because they have to, or they're multitasking because they just can, or, you know, what kind of advice would you give?
I feel like if you feel like you can handle it, then do it. I feel like for me, I had to get a whole team together in order for me to do both. You know, so I had to get a team for the boutique and I had to get a team for my taste interior design. Once I got my team together, then it made it a little easier on me. But I don't know, for some reason, I feel like I have to do it. Like I have to be involved. And my clients are so picky, they want me involved.
Yeah.
So I can't just turn it over to somebody. They're like, no, T, we need you.
Yeah.
They want me there.
They want you.
They want me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. You know, so yeah. So I just feel like if you can handle it, then I say go for it.
What does it feel like? What does it feel like is when everything's riding on someone liking what you've done to their home or to their business? Is there any, I guess, backlash that comes, or how do you protect yourself when someone has signed off on something and then they realize, I hate it? Like, and then do they blame you? Like, what is the energy of dealing with clientele in that way when it's big projects like this?
Well, I feel like for me, I have not experienced that, thank God.
Okay, that's
I've
so
never
good.
experienced that. But for me, I have made a name for myself in the industry. So I'm able to have furniture delivered to my clients' homes before they purchase it. Like art, like they'll just bring it in. So if it's something they don't like, then they haven't paid for it yet. So they don't have to buy it. But I have not experienced working with a client yet that I did something, I picked out something that they just hate it. And plus, I always show them, I share with them before I buy it. I'm like, you know what, do you like this sofa? Do you like this? Like I put together a whole presentation for them to tell me, like, T, I don't like that, T, I don't like that. Like I had one client where, he wanted me to pick his art. And I'm like, to me, I think art is something you should pick for yourself, but he wanted me to pick it. And so I picked this art for him, and I'll never forget it. He came home, he's like, He said, T, that's scary. I was like, it is? He was like, it's creepy, I don't like it. So I'm like, okay, let's take it down. I just took it down and got something else, but still, like, it doesn't bother me. I don't mind. Like, it's your home, and you gotta love it.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
It's not, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think what I want to impress upon entrepreneurs is setting, I guess, your business up, whether it be releases, clauses, agreements where you are protected because you are going into these creative spaces.
Exactly.
And you want to succeed. You want them to be 100% satisfied. I mean, that just doesn't always happen like that.
So,
so for you figured out how to protect yourself.
Yes, I have lawyers that.
Got it. You did say that.
Yeah, I have a team that look at all my contracts.
Okay.
And they help me create my contracts.
Got it.
So I am protected.
Yeah,
yes.
I think that's
like
a
we're
big
both.
thing.
I think we're both protected. Like even my clients, like I don't really deal directly with them when it comes to that. They have a team, so I send it to their lawyers and their their business managers and stuff like that.
Yeah, like attorneys are like, we need them in business. It's like help us understand how to not get fucked.
Exactly. No, exactly. Yeah, and I do a lot of research.
Yeah, okay.
I really do.
That's good. So that's one big takeaway for entrepreneurs is to know the legal side of your business.
Definitely. You need a lawyer.
Absolutely.
I learned that the
Even
hard way.
Even if it's your cousin who's finishing up law school. Like,
Kayla, I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Not having an attorney,
that was a big thing. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I just went through a whole thing.
Yeah.
Where I didn't hire a lawyer to do something.
Yeah.
It was a disaster.
And you make assumptions off the energy or
I did that.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah. That brings me to a point. I remember when I first met you, it kind of tying into you in the past saying that you had a lot more support from our community and now it's slightly different. But I know that you are such a giving person. You are just a welcoming person. Like that just probably just comes from your background, your foundation of where you're like, hey, I'm not going to be that gatekeeper. No. I'm going to be the person that collaborates. I want to see us win. Yes. I want to be a part of the sisterhood and the community. Yes. Like you really live by that. And I just remember years ago you were going through a situation where you had been that person that gave a person a chance. And I think that's happened a few times, right, with you, where you give people an opportunity to, just because, hey, I have it to give and I see the potential and I want to be a part of something great, and then they don't live up to the integrity of their side.
Yeah, I just think sometimes we have our own vision, and what you're talking about, it was my vision, you know, and it was one of those things that was confusion, and I just told you guys that confusion is not of God, and there was so much confusion, and I decided to just ignore it. And it cost me a lot of money to ignore that.
You ignored it in the sense that I'm not going to deal with it?
No, I ignored it in the sense I ignored, you know, God speaking to me, and I did it anyway.
Got it.
So then I had to go back and be like, oh, God, like, you know, I should have listened, but now I need your help. I need you to help me. And sometimes those lessons are so expensive. And in my case, it was very expensive.
Yeah.
But I learned. And I know what not to do next time.
Yeah.
But like you said, I am a collaborator. I do feel like, you know, we should be able to work together. And I love giving people opportunities. I feel like that's important that we work together. And I feel like for me, one of the things that I realized that I wasn't doing, and the reason why I didn't have the community, you know, our race behind me and coming to the store, because I wasn't out there. I thought I could just be at home and chilling.
Yeah.
You know, before, because I was like, what did I do? What's different?
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, you got to get out there. You got to go to people's events. You got to support. You got to do this. Sometimes you got to write a check. You got to donate. And so I started getting out there, and I'm like, oh, this is what was missing. And now that I'm out there doing that and supporting people's events and donating and just, you know, and it's working for me, networking, because I didn't do that for this store.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be easy. So that's what I was lacking. You remember, I was like, I'm not connecting with people.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Right.
Like, I got the other people, but I don't have my people.
Yeah.
I'm not connecting. And so that was one of the things that I wasn't doing.
Got it.
So now I'm out there. So now I'm connecting, and, you know, and it's fun, and we're working together, and it's just easy. Like, it's just.
And connecting with the right people,
And
people
with the
that feel right.
Absolutely.
Because I don't like networking. I'll just put it like that. I don't.
Oh, I love it.
You do?
I do. I love it. I love meeting new people. I love it.
What's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay.
I love it. I like people.
Yeah.
I like different people. Yeah.
You do?
I do. I think it's fun getting to know people.
That's so good. I love
it.
that.
I love it.
Partnerships. So, speaking about collaboration, and how do you feel about going into business with a partner? Like, it can be really hard on your own. I've had several businesses that I have done on my own, and for me, I realized I love to delegate, but you can't delegate to everyone. So you have to know enough to be able to assess the person that you're about to delegate to, and to be able to observe and, you know, their work and that kind of thing. I have 2 partners now, and it's ideal for me, but I've tried to have partners in the past, and it just backfired. So with you, I know that you've had partners in the past. What do you think? How do you think, what is your sweet spot? Do you think that being completely independent is best for you, or do you feel like, you know, you just haven't found the correct person to collaborate, like, with business?
I feel like for me, for right now, independent it works best for me right now.
Got it.
And I'm going to say that I don't think that right now, I just don't know if I'm a great partner.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm still learning. I feel like with this store here, because I'm still trying to figure everything out, that I just don't want a partner right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't need a partner right now. What I will do is and I'm in talks with investors.
Got it.
Because I am trying to taste other places.
Yes.
And
I see it.
and I cannot do it by myself. So I prefer investors.
Got it. Investors who are just almost like silent partners.
Exactly.
They're not
The data.
getting in the mix.
No. Don't get in the mix with me trying to tell me what to buy or going to the shows with me.
Yeah.
Not going to fashion week with me. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. So the investors that I'm, talking to now, that's not what they do.
Got it.
They are not those type of investors. They invest in businesses to help grow the business.
Got it.
And what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
They don't want to do the day-to-day. They're not trying to come in here and work. I don't want a partner who, I don't need you in here working.
Get in my way.
You get in my, I don't need you telling me that you don't like this and no.
It's like
I don't want that. I want a silent investor.
Okay.
I like that.
When you're speaking to investors, what are they looking for? Are they looking, like, I know a lot of investors are like, the top areas are tech and real estate. Would you say that that's true? That's just my understanding of it. And what do you tend to learn when you speak to investors? What are they really looking for? What do they want you to do with your company?
Well, see, it's different for me.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of
celebrity?
people. No, I'm not a celebrity. But I know a lot of very successful people.
Got it.
Who believe in me, who believes in the brand.
It. So it's not the traditional like VC.
No. Oh, no.
Okay, it's a private equity type thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
it's like they're wealthy and they just got so much money and they're like, they believe in me and they just like, okay. It's one of those things where they have money to lose. Like they're not going to stress me out like, oh my God, I got to make this much money. Oh my God.
Right.
So they just got so much money.
Yeah.
So,
it gets to a point where it's like, I'd rather give it to Teresa than
IRS.
Right.
They'd rather invest in me. They believe in the brand.
Yeah. It's a beautiful brand.
Yeah. And so once I explain it to them, I have shown my deck and my vision, and they're like, okay, just how much is it going to cost?
Yeah.
Like, what do I've done my research. I know where I want to go. Like, I've done everything.
Yeah.
So, and this store, they can look at my books, they can look at my numbers and see if this store is successful. Now it's successful.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a lot of work to get here, but now it's starting to be fun.
I can't wait to start seeing Taste pop up in all my favorite luxury hotels. I just see this as like I can see this at like the W, like their boutique.
Yes.
That's the vibe.
Yes.
That's the vibe.
And then, now I'm getting developers who's coming in here, ask me, to put a taste in these new shopping centers, just not even in Georgia. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And they're offering me like crazy deals.
So you're excited about that?
I don't know if I want to do that, though.
Okay.
I'm not trying to work that hard. My goal is to open up 5 of these and I want to sell them. So that's the goal. The goal is to open up 5 and then I want to put them on the market. And another one of my goals is to be able to send someone to college once a year. I want to be able to bless someone who can't afford to go to college. I feel like we all should have the opportunity to go to college, and a lot of us can't afford to go to school.
Yeah.
So that's something that I have to do before I leave this earth.
Yeah.
That's a big goal. Like I put money, I put money back, to be able to donate to a student or a kid so they can go to college. I'm talking about, I got to do it.
You will.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
that's so important. It's my number one goal.
Yeah. You spoke about just like creating 5 and then selling them. I think that a lot of people don't realize as young entrepreneurs that ultimately the goal is to exit your company, right?
Absolutely.
For me, acquired, is to run it up and then say, hey, you guys buy it from me, take it from here. Maybe I'll stay on as a creative or an executive, but that's where you kind of get your real paycheck, your payout when it's like someone has taken it over and you've exited the company.
Yes.
We got to remember that. So there's a lot of brands, I will say, like even like a lot of the hair care brands and the feminine body brands that have been bought by large companies. And unfortunately, their products have changed based on that because they don't have the same, quality control process where they're like, hey, we're still keeping everything organic. We're still keeping simple ingredients. And they change, and then the CEOs that exited are getting harassed because this is not what it used to be. But ultimately, then just use a different product, know? But ultimately, we as entrepreneurs, we get into this to work hard, invest, create something valuable, and then have our day of rest.
Exactly. But with what I want to do is I want to sell, but I still want to be involved with the buying. And I just feel like, you know, I got to keep my touch in it. I think that that's what happens. I know there's a lot of stores that got bought. And
Intermix one of them?
I'm not saying no names, but and the brand changed. It was different.
It's different.
You know, and we bought into that. So I think for me, you know, with my investors that I'm talking to now, like I told them, like that's very important to me. You know, like even when we sell, and I don't want a lot of investors because I'm not trying to split up all the money like that. Okay. But you just need, like, for me, I just need, like, you know, I'm just two.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't need a lot.
Yeah.
And then, and I still want, once we sell, like, I still want to be a part of it, like, at least for the first, you know, couple of years.
Yeah.
So I can train somebody and kind of.
Yeah, because could you, what does your retirement look like? Could you ever retire?
No.
You always are going to be doing something.
Always gonna work.
Yeah. Because your work is your passion.
It's my passion. I love it. It doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But this store felt like work.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Kayla, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I had a job. It was so like, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I was like, oh, I can't quit. Like, I have to work. Like, I felt, that was a culture shock for me, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I didn't have to work in the past.
Yeah.
Now I have to work. So I have to work.
And so what have you learned from that? Like, what's the takeaway from this new era of taste? Like, what you had to go through that you did not have to in the past? Like, what can you take away from that?
Oh my God. Like, first of all, like the people that I see who are entrepreneurs, these mom and pop stores, like, I get it. Like, because I go in some of my stores and I see, like, the owners in there working. I'm like, oh my God, why are you guys working?
Yeah.
So now I respect it. I get it because they all are in there working. So, you know,
It's a necessity.
It's a necessity. You have to work.
I think especially after COVID.
Oh yeah.
When it's just like, we need the owners in there to make it keep going, because the employees, you know, whether they be great or not, they just don't have the same vision to, okay, I'm gonna go talk to this person.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
They're just thinking about their paycheck and not like, this is the whole legacy. This is the whole brand.
Yeah, but what I will say, my taste stylists, they get it.
They get it.
They get it. I have like the best staff.
Oh, I love
They
that.
get it. They get it. They're hungry. They're just like me. They're creative, and they want to see me win.
Yeah.
They go above and beyond for me. They really do. And there's no way I can do this without them.
Yeah, they love you.
They love me. It's my family.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like they're my family.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing
important,
to
yeah.
have that kind of.
And I want to, and even with them, like I'm teaching them so much. I want them to grow. I want them to be successful. I want them to own their own business. I want, you know what I'm saying? Also, they see how I'm grinding. They see me working hard. And I think that's important for them to see, because they go hard.
Right.
They go hard for me.
Like, there's some hard work up under all this.
They go hard for me. They really do.
Yeah, I love that.
They do.
Okay, I want to kind of switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
The last time, not even the last time we spoke, but a while ago, you were in a relationship, or you were leaving a relationship.
No, I wasn't leaving a relationship.
The relationship was leaving you.
The relationship left me. Okay.
Okay, so I do remember, and tell me if I'm, speaking too much, but you were really into him.
Yes.
You guys were partners.
Yeah, we're partners.
And I know that for you to have a partner that is your relation, like, you had to really believe in this person.
Yeah, I did.
And really believe like this was the forever moment for you.
Yeah.
How did that start? Like, how did the relationship start to where you were kind of just like swept off your feet and ready to like be all in?
You know what? Because he understood me. He got to know me. He was present. I think by him being present in the relationship, and I trusted him and we built a friendship.
Yeah.
I feel like and I trusted him.
When you say present,
he was present. He
like
was
day to day,
yeah,
phone calls, conversations.
Yes. He was in it, like in the relationship, like, yeah,
It wasn't like, you didn't text me back. It was
No,
like none of that.
None of that, no. No. Because you know me dating, I'm tough with that. Especially to allow somebody in my life,
Yeah.
in my space.
Yeah. Not knowing why they're really there, what their true intentions are.
Yes.
And then you, so you kind of just like excelled.
I did. I did, and I've never done that before.
And then you said one day you woke up and it was over?
Well, it really, I felt like, I don't want to say that. I you know, I'm always going to try to be honest and,
Yeah.
and speak my truth.
Yeah.
I felt like if we weren't partners, I felt like it would have been a little different. Like I said,
In a good way?
Yeah, in a good way. I feel like for me, it's I'm not a good partner. You understand? Because I like to have control, you know, over everything. And I feel like, you know, with that relationship, you know, it did, you know, catch me off guard, you know, when he left. I was shocked, and it was brutal for me. It really was, because, you know, I thought he was going to be my forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we had, you know, I brought him into my world. I was in his world, and he was, you know, he was good to me. I will say that. He believed in me. He motivated me, and I thank him for that.
He was like the perfect addition at that time.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I want to back up a little bit, because you said you're not a good partner, and you want to be in control.
Yeah.
Do you think that you may have pushed him away, or what some people would say, demasculated him by being so strong about what you wanted and being such an OG in the game? You were like, I know, you don't know.
Exactly.
Do you think that there was some energy there like that?
Well, I feel like for me, you know, I feel like a lot of times that we haven't, you know, if we haven't worked on some issues that we had in the past, we'll bring those to the next relationship. Yeah. So for me, like going through a divorce, and it was, you know, it was a divorce. Divorces are hard. Yeah. I had to protect myself. So when it came to partnership, it's kind of hard, because I'm just like, if something happens, then that means I'm going to split everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, I really didn't allow him to really be a partner, because in my mind, I felt like at some point this could end. And then at some point, I'm going to split everything. Like, this is my save. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I, you know, so I was like still trying to protect myself. You know, it's one of those things, because I'm like, you know what, I just don't want to go through that again. Yeah. And so it was kind of hard for me to let go, because I'm just like, ooh, what if this doesn't work?
Yeah. When looking back, do you think that it would have been different had you worked through that and been very open and willing for him to be a partner, to be 50-50 versus like just be there, but you really being both partners? You think it would have been different?
I feel like God don't make no mistakes.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like what we had was beautiful. I feel like how it ended, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I feel like for somebody to leave like that, you know, like.
Yeah, take me a little bit through it though.
It was.
Did it come out of nowhere, or did you sense a little bit of distance, or was there a point in time where you just weren't your best and you weren't really paying attention? Like,
well, you know what? To be totally honest, you know, I did sense a difference once the store opened. Okay. You know, I sensed a difference once the store opened.
What did you
but
sense?
I just felt something was off. You know what I'm saying? Like, something was off. I didn't know what it was. And I felt like I did not see a breakup coming. Like, that was.
Yeah, you thought it was just like a little.
I thought,
weird moment.
I didn't see that coming. Yeah. You know, I just I mean, I woke up and it just was like that. So, and he just no longer wanted to be in a relationship. So I'm just like, wow, okay. You know, so, and it was something, because, you know, that was my best friend. It's like losing your best friend. It was like a living death for me, you know, to be totally honest, because I couldn't function. That was, I almost said a bad word.
So when you woke up, one day you were just getting up on a regular day, and you got a text or you got a call?
No, we lived together.
Y'all live together?
Yeah, we lived together.
And so when he rolled over and was like we got to talk?
No, it wasn't like that. So, no, he just was like, you know, I went downstairs, whatever, and he was just, he wanted to talk to me about something. And I'm like, yeah, you know. So he was just like, I've decided that I don't want a relationship anymore. And I was like, I mean, at first I thought he was playing. I'm like, okay. And he was serious. So, yeah, and it was just like, I wasn't prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for that, you know? And
you had like, all the eggs were over there with him.
Yeah, I just wasn't prepared for that. But I respect what he did, because his happiness was important to him. And a lot of people stay in it. You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I've been in relationships where I wasn't happy and I stayed in it. So what he did was he chose his happiness, which I respect that. Because everybody can't do that.
Yes.
He chose his happiness. Like, forget this, for once in my life, I am going to choose me. You understand? Like, I'm not thinking about anybody else. I'm thinking about me. And I respect that, because I learned from him from that. Because I'm like, you know what? Going forward, if I'm not happy in something, but I'm not just going to do it that way, but I do it in a different way. But, I'm going to choose me. And that's what he did.
He chose himself.
He chose himself.
And, so
and for once in his life, he chose himself. And he had told me that he had been in relationships before, and he, you know, he's a giver. And so he would give so much of himself that there was no room for himself.
Yeah.
So he chose himself.
Wow. That's a beautiful thing. At the same time, came as such a shock to you.
Yeah.
And it sent you, would you say it sent you into kind of a spiral, or like just a very low place?
Yeah, that sent me into a deep depression. It was brutal. And I had to get a therapist. I was in therapy for a year. So I'm like, you know, done with therapy.
Yeah.
It was, thank you. And plus then then it's my grandkids, and it's my circle, my friends. Like, we were all like.
Were you embarrassed?
I wasn't embarrassed.
Okay.
I was not embarrassed, but what my therapist had me do was to text my close friends and just tell them, and just let them know that I'm not okay, because I'm strong. You know, I'm the strong one. Like, oh, I don't cry. I don't do none of that. I ain't crying over no man. Like, no, not me. And I'm not crying over no man. There's no way. Bye. But this time was different. So I had to text my close friends, and and I was like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I haven't eaten in 2 weeks. I haven't had anything to eat. I was just drinking liquids, and I said, I'm just not okay. Yeah. And then I had to come to the store every day, and I would just be bawling. Wow. My customers, I just be like, I would go to Publix. it was just like, I'm like, what is wrong? I was crying everywhere I went. Like, I couldn't sleep. It was just awful. Yeah. And so when I text my girlfriends, I'm like, I'm not okay. And I had lost so much weight. People were like, like, you okay? And my best friends and I were having a conversation, my birthday of this year, and they were saying, Teresa, we're proud of you. Like, they've never seen me like that, ever. And we've been best friends for years, over 20 years. Yeah. And they never seen me like that. But when I tell you, everybody showed up for me. Wow. It was like, now I look back at it and I'm like, you know what? We had to go through that. We had to go, and it had to happen the way it happened. I feel like God don't make any mistakes. I really don't. And, and I will say, in that relationship, it taught me so much. I learned so much.
That's crazy, because, I feel like we always learn so much through pain.
Oh,
we learn if we're willing.
Yeah, I went through it.
If we're willing, and then you come back, like, once you get through it, then you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm like, that storm was brutal.
Do you think that it was protection? The rejection was protection?
I do think that. I do. I feel like I just feel like I'm able to, like, I'm just free. You know what I'm saying? I'm free.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned, I'm not saying I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think any of us are perfect. But I will say that was one of the lowest points of my life.
How long did it take you to reach out to a therapist? Did you already have a therapist in your, what is it called?
My Rolodex?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
How
So
long did it take you to-
I have a close friend who I called, and I was like, I need help. I said, I need help. Like, I need to go somewhere.
Got it.
I said, I am.
Did you feel like you needed to go to a facility?
Oh, I'm like, yeah. I felt like I needed to go somewhere. I just didn't. I just wasn't.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, you were at a place
I was
where
at
you
a
didn't
place.
recognize yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, who? Like, I didn't. I couldn't even. It was just hard. And so he was like, I have somebody for you. And I'm like, okay. So I reached out, and when I tell you, it was the best thing I could have ever done, because I was able to work through some of the things that, you know, that I have been bringing, like baggage. You know, we have stuff that we don't, issues that we don't work through.
You didn't realize
and
it was still
yeah, and
there.
it's still there. So I was able to work through those issues now, you know?
That's what we talk about. We've had so many viral moments
Yeah.
talking about relationships being mirrors and relationships helping us to heal. And a lot of people, not majority of people, but some people will fight against that and be like, relationships are not meant for you to heal. You heal on your own. Go get a therapist. That's what therapists are.
Right.
And I think that, yeah, that's a part of it. But how else would you have, what else would have made you go back to work on yourself?
Exactly.
Had you not
Been
had
through
that relationship?
Exactly. And he, like, I think for him, you know, I feel like a lot of times, like, we, especially women, when we go through, like, you know, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, I feel like we always protect the person. You understand? Like,
Yes.
we always, for some reason, want to protect that person.
Because we're nurturers.
We are. And I never spoke about the breakup because I just felt like, because I'm so private,
Yeah.
and I felt like it was nobody's business. But I do feel like there's people out there that went through what I went through.
Yeah.
And it's like, and we do have to sometimes get a therapist. We do have to get help, and there's nothing wrong with it. And now that I'm on the other side of it, you know, there's so many things that I am grateful for that he taught me.
Yeah.
And that I learned from him. And one of the things I will say in that relationship, I would say the good outweigh the bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely outweighed the bad.
So you definitely had that experience of love.
Oh, absolutely.
And the caring.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
the fun times.
Absolutely.
The deep moments.
Absolutely.
It just was meant, like you said, it had to happen that way.
It had to happen that way.
Because Teresa had more evolving to do.
Absolutely.
If it circled back, that relationship, would you give it a shot?
Next question, please.
Are we cutting that completely out?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not. No, we don't have to cut it out. I'm not. Circling back. Okay. Ask me that question again.
Ask you the question. Okay. If that relationship came back again, would you give it another shot?
If that relationship came back again, would I give it another shot? I would have to say no. And the reason being is because I just wouldn't trust that he would. I wouldn't trust that he wouldn't do that again.
Got it.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I just
Much great times.
yeah. I just wouldn't trust it. And plus, I think that happened already. I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to. And even
have
him,
that
we done did that. We did it. It's on to the next.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are y'all cool?
we don't talk.
Okay.
But I feel like if I needed something from him, or if he would be there for me.
Yeah.
I feel like vice versa. If he needed something from me, I would be there for him. I don't have no bad feelings at all. I wish him the best. You know, I wish him happiness. I really do.
That really speaks to the
Yeah.
work that you have done.
Exactly.
To be able to say, you know, I'm responsible for myself and
absolutely.
my own happiness.
Absolutely.
I can always maintain my happiness for myself because I'm responsible for that.
Absolutely.
And realize that what happened for a reason.
Happened for a reason.
And he had his own reason.
Absolutely.
Why he did what he did.
Absolutely.
Whether it was the best way he did it.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't think in a situation like that, I don't think there's a best way. I don't think there's a good or a bad way. I just feel like it's just the truth. It's just what it is. It's like, it's one of those things where I am not happy in this, and I don't care about, no, I do care about who I hurt, but I am choosing me.
I'm not going to put them over me.
Exactly. I'm not going to put them over me. I'm choosing me. And it's not that I'm doing this on purpose, I'm trying to hurt you, but it's just that he chose himself.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He chose himself. And
Yeah.
so many of us cannot do that.
We
That's
cannot
hard
do
because we
it.
feel bad. We feel like we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Do you think it's a quality of men to be able to do that easier than women? Or you think it's just the personality?
I think it's the personality.
Okay.
That's something hard.
Quite.
Like I could never do that.
Two things I want to touch on before we are done for today. You learned so much from that relationship.
I learned so much.
From the ending, from the relationship itself, and from the ending of the relationship. How do you feel about? Well, I'll just start with this. Was there any point in time where you questioned yourself, where you no longer trusted your choices or your discernment? Did you ever go through that?
Oh yeah, I did. I did go through that. I went through a phase in my life where I no longer trusted myself with choosing a mate, a partner. So I wanted God to help me and send the right man to my life or in my life. And so when I met my ex, I felt like that relationship, and we talked about it because I was dating with purpose. I'm very open, I'm very honest. It's like I didn't want to just be somebody's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So when we first started dating, I was like, I'm dating with purpose. And so he was dating with purpose as well. So, and I felt like he was my husband.
Yeah.
I felt like he was my husband. It was just a feeling that we got, like a feeling that he felt. It was like, are you feeling what I'm feeling? Are we feeling? You know what I'm saying? Like, we feel, you know, and so I'm like, for me to open up and just even to live with someone, you know, to have someone, like that was a lot. Like, the last man that I lived with, he was my husband.
Yeah.
So for me to allow that, you know, like that's so not me, you know.
Yeah.
But I did not trust myself. So with that relationship, I said, okay, this is of God.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this feels right. So that's what I did, because you know me, I've never done that. I don't do stuff like that. But I felt like it was of God. I felt like God was in the relationship.
And I believe God was in the relationship.
Oh, he was in the relationship.
For sure.
I absolutely.
Sometimes when we're asking for our mate, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we give A to W. It's like I forgot to ask for these other three things too.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't need for him to leave without.
Yeah, I didn't know. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta ask. We have to be very
specific. Yes,
ask
specific.
For every single thing.
Now,
not leave anything out, because we can get 80% of what we want, and that 20% that we didn't, whether we were not decisive enough about, can be the death of it.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned that too.
Oh, absolutely. And it's scary. Like even now that I just started dating again, you know, I'm like dating, like it's scary. I'm just like, I don't know about you. You can leave me at any moment. So now I have this shield up, like, and they know that I have a shield up. Like guys be like, girl, like, I'm just like, I'm just so afraid. Like I'm afraid to open up like that.
Okay.
To be vulnerable. Like I'm just scared.
So,
because they can really leave it. Like if you think about it,
anyone can leave.
Anyone can leave anytime.
So how about? Because I feel that same way. My parents got divorced when I was 8, and I just from 8 years old have been like, everything can be over at the same time. But it doesn't have to be a fear. It can be like just a reality of like, okay, this person can leave, and my happiness will still be here. I might be sad. But don't make it to where if they leave that you've lost yourself.
But that's kind of hard to say though, because that's tough. Because if you love someone, and they just leave,
You gotta leave a little bit of that love out.
I see, that's what I'm saying. You can't just like go a little bit. You gotta protect yourself. I'm telling you.
But I also feel like with men, I feel like it's in their nature to be challenged, and so I feel like there's something that us women we have to continue to do. They just can't get too comfortable. Like, you can do a lot of things to show your love and appreciation. I feel like men need to always feel like they could lose you, and that's what keeps them interested. That's what I personally feel.
Well, I feel like,
or they gonna get bored and they gonna be like, that's how I feel, and I'm sticking to it.
Kayla,
I do. I feel like that's important.
You think so? But I think that you should both feel like, you can lose each other. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I definitely feel that way. I don't have the idea of like he would never leave. Oh, absolutely
right.
not.
He can leave.
They can.
But
leave
would you if he just wake up tomorrow and he's like, I'm done, Kayla?
I think on a soul level, I've prepared for it, honestly.
Really?
Because I just since my parents got divorced, I'm telling you, they didn't fight at all. There was not a fight, there was nothing to where when they got a divorce, I'm like, oh, stuff can be great and still be finished.
That's true.
So it's been etched in my brain that it doesn't matter what's going on, anything can change at any moment. So that could be keeping me from 100% of my happiness, but at the same time, it keeps me in a place where I don't walk around. I'm not fearful. I just know what is. I know that humans can disappoint us.
Absolutely.
And that's just what it is.
Absolutely.
So, last question. You're dating.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about marriage? Would you do it again? And if so, what would it require? Or if not, why not?
Oh, how do I feel about marriage?
In today's society, 2024.
Well, right now, because I can always change my mind.
Yeah.
Right now, I believe in partnership.
Okay.
I don't have to have the traditional marriage.
Got it.
I don't.
Do you want to live with your partner?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm all for that. I feel like why can't we just write our own vows, and why can't we just go get it notarized, and why do we have to go through the court system? Why do we have to do that?
Yeah.
Why do we go to church? Why do we have to do that? Why can't we just write down our vows? We do all this stuff, go get it signed, and then we can just wear rings. And then if something happens, when you take what's yours, I take what's mine, and it's over.
I'm with that.
You know, so I don't.
It seems
like I don't
very simple and intimate.
It does. Let's
way.
just write it down, and let's both go get it notarized, and our signatures on there. Let's write what's yours is yours, and what's mine is mine, and what we bring together and build, then we split it. To me, that seems fair.
So traditional marriage is not on the horizon for you, but commitment, companionship, and long-term partnership.
Exactly.
You love it.
I love it.
You are that.
I'm fine with that.
Right
now, I might change my mind
and that's okay.
later on, but it's okay. But I'm just saying right now, today, first of all, I'm not even thinking about marriage.
Yeah.
I'm just now starting to date again and have fun and enjoy life. Even for me, I've really never been single and just dated. I'm always in a relationship.
Yeah.
It seems like I'm always in a relationship, right? So now I just want to be free. I want to date whomever I choose to date. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get to just take my time and just have fun with it. And I'm just having fun right now.
Are you on any of the apps?
Girl, no.
Okay.
You know what? I did get on one of the apps.
Did you like it?
I got off real quick. I was on is it the Raya or something? Or the Raya?
I haven't heard of that one.
Is it Raya? I don't know. Something.
I've heard of Bumble.
No. I would not do Bumble.
What's wrong with Bumble?
I don't know. I don't know.
You've seen too many people, celebrities?
I don't know. No, I think Raya is the one I was on.
Okay.
And I was on it, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was scared.
Yeah.
I got nervous and I got off.
Whew, yeah.
I got nervous. I got off.
But are you okay with meeting people on social media?
I'm scared.
Okay, you're just scared right now.
I'm just scared. Right? I want somebody to introduce me to somebody. I want somebody to know somebody.
I
told you, I'm all about word of mouth. All about word of mouth. I want somebody to introduce me to somebody. The last dates that I've been on, it's somebody introduced me. Or I met them at a gathering where we all know somebody.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it like that.
I like it like that too.
Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, thank you so much,
You're
sister.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
This was
It's always
beautiful.
fun.
This was fun. Thank you
Always
for
fun.
having me.
You're welcome.
I want you to tell the camera, tell them what you got going on, where they can find you, your businesses, how they can become taste babes, and all that kind of thing.
Yes. So guys, you can find the boutique on Instagram. It's thetasteboutique.atl. Make sure you guys give us a follow and come and check us out at the boutique, 1115 Howell Mill Road at the Interlock, West Midtown, right across from Lululemon and next door to Humble Pie and Nuckies.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. I had so much fun today with you. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time.